Hello everybody, my name is Caru, and you can probably already tell that I have a messed up mouth at the moment, which is why I'm doing this video. So yeah, welcome to Seduce Me, the Otome. I've heard that it's super bad, and it is very pointless, but I am going to do it anyway. Oh gosh. So I've actually played a little bit of this game, but I haven't gotten to the part where the guys are introduced. And so, yeah. So if you didn't know, I just went to the dentist to get 3 fillings. And so the whole left side of my mouth is numb. And I have something called dead lip right now, which is like, that part of my mouth is like still while the rest of my mouth is moving, and so it's really weird. So yeah. Yay. Let's get started. This is a fictional interactive narrative. Any character resembles to real life people are purely coincidental. Also, please note that the following game is made for PG-16 audiences. Please note that sexual/violent themes are explored in this game. Trigger warnings, abuse, implied rape, and suicide. You have been warned. Please enjoy. I don't know who this is, therefore I'll give them this voice. Why, hello! My, aren't you a gorgeous sight? Can I be honored enough to know your name? It's Mika, apparently. What a lovely name for a lovely person like you. Wonderful. Just watch this be a guy. Eric, do your job. Oh, Eric, do your job. Very well. This game was produced by Seraphin Entertainment under the direction of Michaela Laws and is powered by the visual novel engine. We truly hope you'll enjoy this story. I know I'll enjoy it since you'll be in it. So, this is made by Rumpy. Eric. Fine, farewell, my sweet. Somewhere. Ah! Come on, is that all you got? Wanna try me, asshole? Oh, Jesus. Crap! Missed. Let's retreat for now. No kidding, let's get out of here. That's right, you better run, you stupid punk. Stay out of our territory. Call it fate or call it coincidence. That one moment of violence started a chain of events I will never forget. This formula, created in the 70s, is one of the most important in the field of financial theory. It is used to calculate the price of European-style options and is widely used by option marketers, though there are some discrepancies that are now corrected within the modern viewpoint. Rain. It's been a long time since we've gotten rain around here. What the fuck is wrong with your country? Sorry. I try like sucking in my lip, but it just makes like a fart noise instead. Sorry about that. But it's the season for rainy weather, so it's not exactly that surprising. Personally, I love the sound of it. The way the raindrops fell, like the soft tapping of fingers. It was so soothing. That just sounds creepy the way you put it. Even looking at the droplets hit the glass of the window was strangely calming. For this reason, I felt lucky for having a seat next to the window, though I did spend more time staring outside than I did paying attention in class. The lectures in class were pretty boring. Miss Phillips's voice wasn't so soporific, but I just wasn't interested in what she was saying. And since it was the period right before lunch, all I could think about was doing some other things in my free time. Honestly, I didn't really care much for economics. Sure, I had good grades in this class, but it was only because I read the textbook and did my assignments as I had to. I was only taking this class because it was mandatory. If it were up to me, I would probably have taken another class. Of course. Luckily, it was my senior year, so after this semester, it would mean the end of high school courses forever. Thank God for that. I didn't hate high school. It was just kind of mundane how the days drifted on, and as if there were no end to it. The only thing I really enjoyed about going to school was meeting my friends and hanging out with them, but that was kind of it. Isn't that the reason people go to school? In short, I was done with high school. The start of second semester brought a finality to it. It had already applied to many universities this semester prior, and I was expecting replies sometime in the next few months. It seemed like the start of something new, that would change. That is, if things could change. I stared at the faint outline of raindrops in the distance. For now, I was stuck in this class. It's actually raining outside right now. Sorry for the background noise if you can hear the pounding rain. Miss Anderson! Miss Phillips's raised voice interrupted my train of thought. What is your head? Just when I was thinking about class. I quickly turned my head to face the teacher. Hopefully she didn't pick me just because she noticed that I was facing out. Yes, ma'am? Would you care to explain the equation I set up on the blackboard? Oh, I think I read about that in the textbook last night. It should be the Black-Scholes model formula. Very good as always, Miss Anderson. It followed me wherever I went. Most people don't really know by my first name, but rather my surname. No doubt, since the surname was the trademark of an internationally famous and philanthropic Anderson Family Toys, and because the founder was my own grandfather. Suzu, one of my friends, turned around and proudly gave me a punch to the shoulder. Kick gas, girl! From beside me, I heard Naomi, another one of my best friends, clearing her throat in obvious disapproval of Suzu's choice of words. She means good job. Jesus, you could probably really hear that right now. Miss Capini. Oi! Care to tell me who the creators of this formula were? Some guys named Black and Scholes. Fisher Black and Myron Scholes. Very good, Miss Patterson. Show off. Better luck next time, Suzu. Be like us and study once in a while. Suzu rolled her eyes and slouched into her chair as Naomi gave her a small smirk. She always patted when Naomi showed her up. That's the end of today's lecture. Now let's separate into groups and work on your projects. Remember, everything is due on Monday. Go ahead now. Before I knew it, Suzu and Naomi had skidded their desks to align with mine, and we turned into the Three Musketeers. Whenever the teacher let the students decide on groups, we always grouped together in our little trio. It was a sheer stroke of luck that we all managed to be in the same class, so we had to at least take the opportunity and stick together as much as we could. Besides, we were most comfortable around each other than, say, compared to being around any other classmate. It just made sense for us to put our heads together for any kind of project. I took out the poster we were working on and rolled it up and onto the 3 desks. We were pretty much finished with fulfilling most of the guidelines for the project, though we still had to add a few finishing touches here and there. After working on making the poster a little bit prettier, we sat back and inspected our work to see what we still had to do. Naomi, as usual, was the first to look for any issues. She liked to tap the pencil against her shin, staring intently at the project. Alright, so let's see. We finished the budgeting section, the building leasing, and the costs for labor. What else do we need? Susan straightened up to look at the poster and then stroked her chin. After a few seconds, her face brightened up and she spoke up. How about a company name? Huh? Did we really skip over that? Of course we did! You always go straight to the logical statistics and stuff that you completely skip over the fact we needed a name for our projects. Gah, at least we caught it this time. What do we name it? Not sure. What do you think, Mika? It always came down to me. Whenever there was something need to be named or titled, I was the master in ending decision, even when I didn't want to be. I like Trinity Corporations. That is way too predictable. How about the Dragon Company? What do dragons have to do with the project? What? That's a totally unpredictable name. It's hot. But our company sells bubblegum. Who said we can't produce spicy bubblegum? What do you think, Mika? Yeah, what do you think, Mika? Both of them looked at me expectantly, even though I wasn't quite sure myself. I didn't really want to choose size, but if it were up to me, I would say... Hold on a second. Okay, I think we're okay. My mouth is still like... bleh. I like Dragon Company. Booyah! Dragon Company it is! Alright, now that we've decided on a name, now what? As we entered our name game, I giggle scrambled their thoughts. Oh, Jesus! Oh, Jesus! Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Huh? Who was that? Ignore it. It's just Lisa. I look over my shoulder to see her laughing with her circle of friends, mostly compromised of popular people that were practically friends with everyone in the school. And as a result, everyone in the school knew them, and the center of it all was Lisette White. She sat with a posture that indicated she was still working, but she also was ready to casually chat about her day. She had an endearing balance of charismatic and awkward, which was readily apparent when she first talked to someone. It was easy to make her smile and laugh, and she was quite the comedian as well. Basically, she was perfect. Not that she was a robot or something, but she was the student that everyone else wanted to be. Okay, what really bothers me at the moment is that, are they like giraffes or something? I mean, look at their necks. Like, the only one that has a normal neck, per se, is Naomi. But then the heroine has a giraffe neck, and then it's like the giraffe's little sister, and then Naomi is semi-normal. Lisette was bright, easygoing, and above all, she had her future laid out right in front of her. Unlike the average student, she knew what she wanted to do after high school, and as a result, she was confident and ambitious, though sometimes it could rub a lot of people the wrong way. Moreover, I had known her since I was young, but it had ultimately resulted in a rivalry that continued today. Of course, my friends knew what was between us, and upon seeing me glance at her, they shifted her attention to her. She doesn't look like she's working, in my opinion. She probably is, but she's too much of a stuck-up priss to allow herself look like she's actually doing the work. Oh, come on, Suzu. She may be a little off-putting, but she's not the giant priss you're making her seem to be. The day she isn't a priss is the day I turn into you. What's that supposed to mean? Never mind. It's about time. Let's bail. Unsurprisingly, Suzu was the first out of the classroom, slinging her backpack over her shoulder with ease, and she quickly strolled out to the door. Her seat isn't even the closest to the exit, and she always manages to be the first one out of the door. I don't think I'll ever understand that. That's me. I wish I was as fast as her getting out of here, Naomi. She gave me a smile as if relieved by the fact that I felt the same way as she did. See? Why can't you just be normal like the two of us? It's Susan, Naomi. Think about it. Very true. Man, you guys are slow. Are you coming or what? In a suggestive way, of course. We heard you the first time. Not everyone has rocket boosters attached to their legs when the bell rings. Are you kidding me? That class was ridiculously boring. Even Miss Valedictorian was dozing off a bit. I do have to admit I was spacing out. And just because I answered one question doesn't mean I'm automatically the valedictorian. Okay, so it wasn't too interesting, but at least you should pay attention when Phillips is talking about the important parts. Oh, so you finally admit it. We're finally on the same wavelength. Welcome to the club, Patterson. Please, don't call me by my last name. This isn't the classroom, and I never in a million years will ever see things eye to eye. Despite this, they both burst out in laughter. Normally, anyone would ever think that opposites like them wouldn't ever associate with each other, but even though they were so different, their friendship somehow made a lot of sense. Maybe they were just perfect complements, or personality just doesn't dictate the possibility of a friendship. After all, we three had been best friends since preschool. Alright, so where are we heading first? Cafeteria? I think we can all agree that we're really hungry, especially about hearing a company's line of deliciously spicy bubblegum. Who would even buy that, I wonder? Me! I would pay good money to get a taste of it. You do like spicy food, after all. Wow, are they like Sonic or something? So during that scene, the only thing that I could think of is Joey's playthrough of the game. I'll just scroll back. Alright, so where are we heading first? Cafeteria? I think that we're all really hungry for cock. Especially after hearing a company's line of deliciously spicy cock. That's all I can think about. I'm sorry. We entered the cafeteria, a bustling room filled with the aromas of different kinds of food. As we got in line, we ordered our meals and chatted freely. Sorry. Cajun fries and the spicy chicken burger for me. That's my definition of a good meal. I'll take a tuna sandwich and some juice. You're probably gonna need water or something to curb all that spicy flavor, Suzu. I can't be tamed by the likes of that. If it's spicy, then it's gotta be all or nothing. You're crazy. Hell yeah, I'm crazy. I think I'm getting a migraine. I think I'll go with just mac and cheese and a soda. That sounds good. Once we got our food, we settled down at one of the empty tables, putting our backpacks aside to finally dig into the food. Suzu leaned back in her chair, tilting it back so she could rest her feet on the table by her food. Alright then, is there anything we want to talk about? Bored already? I know! Let's talk about... Say boys, and I will never speak to you ever again. Oh, why not? What's so interesting about talking about guys? It's not like any of us are gonna get a boyfriend anytime soon. We don't know that. What if one of us does get a boyfriend? Like that's gonna happen, Nami. Look at us. I'm a tiny Italian, you're a ditzy blonde. Hey! No offense. And Anderson here, well, I guess she could land a boyfriend or girlfriend if she wants to. Or a girlfriend? She can be a lesbian if she wants. True. That's okay, Suzu. I'm not sure I want a boyfriend yet. Oh, why not? It's your senior year. Might as well get a boyfriend. Maybe she's not interested in relationships, Suzu. Well, it wasn't really about wanting a relationship, but more of there was no one interesting enough to be in a relationship with. I'm not interested in relationships whatsoever at the moment. Don't get me wrong, I'm an open person, but there were not many interesting guys in the school I had to go out with. Who knows? Time will tell. Naomi looked at me, wanting to continue the conversation. However, before she could speak, the speakers in the cafe, not cafeteria, of course, started up and an announcement echoed throughout the cafeteria. Whenever I see the word cafe, I always think of coffee first. Miss Anderson, please come to the main office immediately. Praise bring your beings with you. Oh my. Looks like your plans have been cut short. Men in white coats have finally come to get you. Suzu, don't joke around. What if it's serious? Fine. If something happens, just call us. Funny enough, something did happen. And it was certainly no laughing matter. Cold. It was really cold. The rain became heavier that afternoon, accompanied by rolling thunder now and then. The skies had turned dark, though. I couldn't see any of it under the black umbrella. Not that I was looking up. In fact, it was the exact opposite of what I wanted to do. I stared at the grass beneath my feet, unable to look up at the people weeping around me. All I could see was the damp grass under my feet. Only the monotone eulogies. I don't even know. That floated near my ear. reminded me that I was at a funeral. It was only when the speeches ended that I was finally able to raise my head. A small gathering of people made mostly of relatives that I didn't even know were related to me were huddled around a simple small grave. For a while, all I heard was the sound of raindrops and umbrellas. If it weren't for raining, everything would probably be in a heavy silence. I looked beside me where my father was standing and holding up a large black umbrella for a small family of 3. His face was emotionless, a strange sight next to my weeping mother. I don't know what that said, so let me just go back. I wonder what was going through his mind. After all, etched into the smooth gray tombstone before us was his father's name. My grandfather, the one who raised me like his own daughter, had passed away that day. The ceremony was small. Only close family were allowed to come. Slowly, though, the people began to leave, leaving my father, mother, and me behind at the grave. A man dressed in a clean black suit under the uniform black umbrella was the funeral attendees walked towards us, introducing himself as grandfather's lawyer. He pulled out a few documents from the suit and began to read aloud its contents. And now I shall read L. Henderson's last will and testament. I don't know why I'm talking slowly, but oh well. Only my parents and I were allowed to be present for my grandfather's will. It was under the strict request of his lawyer, and there was a reason why. And to my dearest granddaughter I give my estate. All the furniture and decor that resides within the house shall also be given to my granddaughter. What? I couldn't believe my ears. I had earned the family estate? At 18? That was impossible, and yet it was written by my own grandfather's hand. He passed the family estate to her. Why am I not surprised? Dear. Well, did he say anything about what will become of the CEO and chairman position of the Anderson Toys Company? No. It is presumed that the vice chairman will succeed the position. Even to the bitter end, he wouldn't give in. What a stubborn old man. Shaking his head, my father turned to face my mother with a serious expression on his face. About the estate. Shall we send her there to get used to the building? It'll be a good place for her to live after high school. Are you sure we should? Why not? This would be a good experience for her. Honey, what do you think? I wasn't really sure what to say. What did my grandfather think I was the appropriate heir to the mansion? Was I even ready to live on my own? That seems to be it. We'll be taking our leave now. I'm sure the little heiress needs some time to adjust. David! Even though she raised her voice, my dad wordlessly began walking back to the car, disinterested. Don't mind him, honey. I think your grandfather's passing really affected him. Why don't we get back home for now? You can go on to the car, Mom. I think I need some time alone with Grandpa. Oh, of course. Take all the time you need. She gave me a quick hug and hurried after my dad. I looked around at the funeral grounds, which was completely empty, saving for the sullen-looking grave that was laid in front of me. I'm sure that if Grandpa were in charge of arranging all of this, it would have been much different. It was blatantly obvious that my dad was in charge of the whole event. Who else would bury their own family the same day they passed away? Everyone knew my grandfather's love for toys, yet the grave was a mere stone slab on the ground, void of any children's toys. My dad didn't even bother putting flowers. His disdain for my grandfather was almost pitiful. Sorry, Grandpa. I tried to voice out some words, but the only thing that came out was a choked sob. You told me to stay strong, but right now, I'm the farthest from it. Like that one time long ago. Grandpa! Oh, it's good to see you again, sweetie. I was swept into a giant bear hug and we both laughed as he swung me around like an airplane. Hold on. Sorry, I am drooling. It was one of my favorite things about seeing my grandfather. The way he greeted me. Unlike my father, my grandfather was loving and playful, even as I grew older.
Sorry that Daddy couldn't be here today. He said he wasn't feeling too good again.
It had always been like that. Dad missed every visit to Grandpa's house, citing that he was busy with work or wasn't feeling well. Is that so? Well, that's okay. Daddy can come around next time. And you're here, right?
Yeah. So what are we gonna do today, Grandpa? Mommy says there's a new dessert cafe open in town. Maybe we could go?
Oh, I would love to, but I've been busy with the company these days. We're actually working on a little something. Would you like to see?
Yes. Oh, is it a toy?
It is. I was designing a new line of them, but I feel like something was missing. You don't think that you could help me out, could you?
Of course.
He placed the toy in my hands with a smile, and I inspected it carefully. It was beautifully crafted, and obviously a lot of work was put into it. There was one thing, though. So, what do you think?
I think the heart on its chest should light up when you hug it. It'll be like it's alive, and it can be a little night light before you sleep.
Stroked his chin, considering my input while nodding his head. After a few minutes of silent deliberation, he turned to me with a chuckle. That's a great idea. I'll get to changing it right away. I always like my lucky little charm, dear. You always know what to add to make the perfect toy.
Well, I hope it can be like you one day, Grandpa.
You want to make toys as well?
Well, making people happy is the best feeling in the world. I don't know if I want to make toys when I grow up, though.
Don't worry too much about it. You have plenty of time to decide. Besides, you should do what makes you happy as well.
That makes sense. Daddy doesn't think of it in the same way, though.
Your father. I'm sure he just wants to see the best of you. The best for you.
I'm not so sure about that.
Sweetie, look at me. He bent down to look at me at eye level with a serious look on his face. As much as your father may say something that doesn't make sense now, you must remember that he's always thinking about you. He loves you. There's no doubt about that. And I don't know what I just said. And you need to love him just as equally.
I don't hate Daddy. I really do love him. I don't know why he's like this, though.
Hold on. Your father and I have some difficulties with each other in the past. Have had some difficulties with each other in the past, but it's nothing that you should be concerned about. I had heard tidbits of this from my mother and various other people. The only people who stayed quiet were my father and grandfather. Both of them refrained from saying a word on the subject matter, but it was clear that whatever happened set up a wall between them.
It's hard, though, trying to pretend as if nothing went wrong.
However, no matter what, you have to stay strong. You're a big girl already, and, well, there will come a day when it seems like it's you against the world. But always remember that your family and friends will be here with you. Daddy, Mommy, and your friends at school, me, will stand together to get through it.
How can you be so sure of that?
Because we'll be right here and here. Pointed his finger to my head first and then pointed at my chest. So stay strong, promise? For a moment he looked almost sad, pleading, but as quickly as it come, the expression disappeared from his face, and he was all smiles once again.
Promise.
Upon hearing that, Grandpa let out a great burst of laughter and stood up. All right then, enough of that. How about I whip up some special homemade dessert? I know I can't accompany you to that new cafe, but be sure we can talk and eat while I cook and do some paperwork.
Homemade dessert? I'll race you to the kitchen!
Hey, slow down there. I'm not what I used to be. You willed me the very home I loved you see you in. Why? Why would you think I would be ready to take that? Especially after this. A surge of anger bubbled within me, but I quickly swallowed it. There was no use in getting mad, especially when the person in question was no longer there. I'm sorry. It's hard to stay calm when you've left me with so many questions, especially what happened between you and Dad. What am I doing? Talking to a grave. My vision blurred, and I suddenly realized that I was crying. My face heated up as tears rolled down my cheeks. I'll bring you some flowers later. I miss you, Grandpa. I'll try my best to fulfill my promise I gave to you, even when the world might be turned against me. I left the grave, wiping my tears hastily so my parents wouldn't see.
Well,
we will.
Well, it's time to head back. I'll cook up your favorite lasagna when you get home, okay?
I love lasagna. Thanks, Mom. However, my dad didn't speak the entire drive home. I wanted to talk to him, but after his moment at the funeral, I wasn't so sure if that's a good idea. Oh, hold on. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop it here, because why not? Because it's been 30 minutes. I will make another part today and then post it. So, yeah. Anyways, bye for now. Bleh.